morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Okay, our listener line number is 713-278-VENT, and we check it daily, many times a day.
People call us for all reasons. They're listening along to something that we're talking about on the radio, and they leave their comments there. They're listening later in the day to the podcast, and they couldn't catch the live show, or they had to get out of the car before we finish something.
I just checked right now. We have 5 new ones just happened within the last 15 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, I'll go through this.
So if you've called the listener line, you can be the star of the segment. It just depends on what you said. 713-278-VENT.
I'm going to start with a call. I'm going to give you an excerpt of a call we had last week about this woman. She had the neighbor from hell. See if you remember this.
Last night, my neighbors started harassing my brother-in-law. They called me the B word, and then they called our 25-year-old daughter a whore. And my 25-year-old daughter doesn't even live at home. She's in Florida now. And last night they pulled guns on my husband. I called the police. No, it's a homeowner, but his son was arrested yesterday. It was because he had a gun and he was a felon.
Wow. This does not sound
Bad
like a neighbor
news.
you want to
Bad
live
news
next
neighbors.
to.
That's awful.
No, not
So there's an
at
update
all.
to that?
Yes, there is an update. She called back on the listener line.
I'm the lady that called in about the neighbor and attacking my husband and my brother-in-law. Well, yesterday we had U.S. Marshals show up. They took him in. He was only gone for 2 hours and then released. They sent him in on charges of threatening violence to cause serious bodily injury. It was caught on my camera, the threatening. You can't threaten somebody with their life and threaten police officers with their lives and get away with it.
No.
And then not only that, I was publicly threatened on Facebook, and they're saying it's not over. Always, always, always make sure you tell your story before something bad really does turn into something worse. That way people around you are aware, hey, this is happening. Hey, this is what's going on. My family knows it's not over, and we're scared.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. This is so
This feels so
And you can't just
sorry.
move.
unsettling.
That is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Like, that is unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? You can't just pick up and leave.
That's why a lot of people don't call
Not with
cops.
these mortgage rates. Kevin?
Oh, right?
Like that money down, you got to have all that.
Yeah, you don't want to move
So
out
it's
of that.
continues. The marshals got him, but only held him for 2 hours, and then what?
Because he was...
Doesn't this person have
He
a
had a gun,
job?
he
His
was,
whole MO is to
criminal.
terrorize his neighbors?
Probably.
I don't
What's
know.
everybody else on the block doing? Can't the HOA find a way to get Richard Hunt over there?
And I'd be scared because they're so cocky about it. Like they're making it known to everybody.
It's like the bully on the playground. Everyone at 12 o'clock, I'm going to beat some tail over here. This kid Eric, row.
Kid Eric?
He's going to get his butt beat by
3
me.
o'clock high. That was a great
Yeah,
movie.
Oh,
like
I remember that, where the guy, he gets threatened by the big bully in
All
class.
day long.
And all day long, he's stewing over it. It just hurts so bad, the waiting, the
Can we
anticipation.
cleanse the palate? That's an unsettling call.
I hope she's okay in the future.
Okay, I you know what? How about a nice call? How about this one?
I've been around for years. I've been listening to you guys for a long time. Y'all ever think all y'all's kids with the children in the future, they're growing up, the relationships and stuff like that, they're looking to see like how Eric's kids are going to turn out, and Ryan, his daughter's already older and been through a relationship. She broke up with the guy from college, and now she's in L.A. And Roula, especially, everybody's like, what's going to happen with Roula's daughter and her son? You guys are going to be around for a long time. I thank you guys a lot for, making me smile. And when I get off work, I listen to you guys. Me and my dog, you keep us going. All around Houston, everybody always sings their praises about you guys. Ryan was the first one. His daughter was the oldest. He talked about it a little bit. You guys, your kids are going to go into these dating stages, and it's like, Eric, Roula, you guys got multiple kids. It's a family affair. You'll brighten my day. You guys really rock it.
Oh, that was really nice.
Him and his dog. It's like a country song. Me and my dog, my truck.
Listen to the
Listen to the
podcast.
Roula and Ryan show. I love that. But that is funny because, yes, we are raising our own families on the air as we live our lives and share them with you. And so that is kind of funny. Like, imagine when you hear Eric has been talking about his daughter gets her driver's license and then prom is happening.
And she's going today to get her permit.
Nice.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. That's a
I took
big
her
deal.
for driving at my in-laws' place. It's like streets, but there's nobody there, especially this weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
I let her drive. She's like trying to use both feet. I'm like, no.
No.
One foot. I'm trying to be calm.
Uh-huh.
And only one time when she turned left, she wasn't going fast enough. So it's hard to turn your car when you're barely touching you're not touching the gas.
The pedals, yeah.
And then you overturn, and then you turn, and we almost went into the ditch. I'm like, no. I'm like, just be calm. I'm thinking this is just a great moment. Memory we'll have for the rest of our
Was
lives.
it an SUV she was driving,
Yeah.
or
She wasn't driving my
your
truck.
I was
My
going to say
truck's
your
too
truck's
big.
pretty
Your
big.
truck is huge.
Thank you.
Do you guys remember last week?
large truck.
How did we get on? Was it from Rose's last week, where we were talking about a mistress being at the funeral? Do you remember that?
Hold on, wait. I got to go back in the files in my head.
Yeah, you're really
we
good.
were
You got
talking
the
about the double
photographic memory.
lives. Remember the guy who
Yes.
called her the funeral with the 3 ladies? The wife that was there, then the mistress in the second
Yeah.
life, and then the other mistress. Okay, we got on that conversation. Joseph called in and told us that crazy story about.
Because he called in before. It was
Yes,
something weird.
yes.
Oh, it struck a chord with somebody.
Hey guys, I listened to your segment today about how do you catch a mistress. I just want to leave a PSA for all the side pieces out there who are contemplating attending the funeral services of a recently deceased married lover or a recently deceased spouse. Don't do it. If you choose to go to that funeral, know that you are choosing violence because you have essentially signed yourself up for a wholesale ass whooping.
Whoa.
So you've
Wholesale.
now made yourself scapegoat of the grieving family's pain and anger. So if you pop up there, be ready for somebody to start calling you everything but a child of God in the house of God, or just start whooping your ass on sight, or calling you everything but a child of God while whooping your ass on sight in the house of God. Or worst case scenario, funeral home has to carry your ass out of there to start making preparations for your services.
Oh,
so
my Lord.
don't be messy. Find another way to get your drama fixed. Don't show up at that funeral and piss that family off. You're going to get in over your head when someone goes upside your head. Don't do it.
I wonder if she's married.
She's very
She's been
the scoop
active
with
on
that
the listener
caller?
line today.
scolded Sam earlier. Now she's
Up against the mistresses. Oh,
Well,
you know
she's
what?
not lying.
No, she's
Don't go to a funeral
spot
looking
on.
to reveal yourself because of your grief. You're going to totally get your butt kicked by somebody in that family is
And
going to go
rightly so.
off the rails.
I feel like she's been wronged. She's had a lot of things to say today.
the first time I heard that lady's voice, she was.
You like her when she's attacking me, call me man baby all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you know what, Kevin, you wronged somebody. Somebody was not happy with you.
we're out of time.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
we got plenty of time.
No, we got plenty of time.
All right, Kevin, you and your side eye thing. How do I say this? I'm a parent. My son is 32 years old, lives at home with me and my grandson because he's in a horrible child support situation. Long story short, mom's a crackhead on the street. Texas is a mama's state. They're still taking out child support out of his check for the child that's been with us for the past 6 years. His paycheck is very limited. He does pay rent. He pays bills. He hates living with me. He doesn't want to date right now because of the fact that he lives with his mom. I tell him, no, son, you don't live with your mama. You live with a roommate, as I put my hand out for rent money. He pays his bills. He takes care of his children emotionally and financially. He is a wonderful man. And the fact that you side-eyed whoever in your office about living at home with their mama, get your facts straight before you start doing that side-eye. I love you, Kevin. Bye.
I don't know who that was.
He said it yesterday.
They love you, though.
You did side eye somebody about living at home, and you made a joke. That person knew you were joking in that with them, but nobody else got that.
No,
it's not
they
TV.
got upset and they didn't come today. Well, they didn't come very close to me today. They're actually more like 5 feet away than 4 feet today.
Hey, Irvin, what's up, buddy? Didn't see you there.
You should have never said anything. I didn't know who
Bless
that
his
was.
heart.
Bless her heart.
I feel bad now.
Well, tell us, Irvin. Do you feel this lady is standing up for adult men who live at home with their mothers?
Yeah.
Apparently, Kevin, shot a rocket at you without
not
knowing
32.
you're
He
getting
was
shot
throwing
at.
what we call gay shade
Gay shade.
because
Okay.
no one else noticed but me.
Do you want to end on some praise
Is it
here?
like a dog whistle? I can't hear it.
What's going on here?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a
dog
dog.
whistle.
So the gay shade I didn't understand because I'm not gay.
Well, he
maybe
was
you
looking
didn't-
directly at me when
Yeah.
he said that.
With his eye.
Also, you're the only one that
there's
lives with your
some
mom.
people that
so-
live at home with
Yeah.
their parents.
But I didn't know that you lived at home with your parents.
Right,
nor do
that's
I
why
care.
you
It's
didn't
fine.
I have a
notice
car to pay
Yes.
for.
Yeah, and then you live at home with your parents because
I have a car that I pay for now.
you have expenses.
Hey,
Works
if
for
they're
us.
giving you that
Bills.
option, if they're giving you that option to stay at home, you stay. Save that
Man.
money, dude.
We're in inflation, y'all. It's not cute out here.
In all honesty, Irvin lived on his own in I think it was San Antonio, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And then he recently moved here, so I know that he's kind of in the middle between living with mom and
your
moving
family
on.
lives
Hey,
here.
I
Why
came
not?
back from Philly to start the Roula and Ryan show, and I went right back into my mom and dad's house because until I found my own place. So I
Is there
probably
time
lived
for
there
a little praise?
6 months.
Ooh, praise.
Yeah.
More
Hey
praise?
guys, it's Chastity, your black correspondent, and I just wanted to let y'all know Eric has been making me laugh so much, and Special K used to be my favorite, but Eric has just been making me laugh, and it was really hard during the holidays. I've been going through a tough time, and had to listen to reruns, but yesterday, and Eric was talking right after Roses about how he loves his parents both the same, and there was another time Eric was talking about, when they go low, I go lower, I bring a gun to the knife fight. I mean, he has just been making me crack up. So I just want to tell Eric, thank you so much, because it's just been a really rough time for me, and you have been making me laugh through the tears. So thank you.
Oh, Chastity, I'm sorry.
God,
you're going
we
through
it's the
a
other
rough
way
patch.
around.
hug. Didn't I just say off the air I want to go have lunch with her?
Oh yeah, you did.
I said that. Eric and I were talking about her because
remember
she's
she told
called
us-
our show over the years. I go, I want to go have lunch with her.
The first time, like during the George Floyd.
The whole thing when
Was it-
when George Floyd was in the news.
Was that week
Killed.
or the week after? But remember, she called and talked about her son, how she told him.
She told they have a Mercedes, and she said you're not allowed to drive this car. And she wanted to just kind of open our eyes as a black mom raising a black son in 2022, 3, 4, what it's like and what she has to say to her kids because she does not want her son to be pulled over driving a Mercedes because a profiling authority might think that's not his car. So he's not allowed to drive that car. And so anyway, she's just always calling the show about different things. And I was like, yeah, I want to go have lunch with her. And she goes, I'm sorry you're going through a hard time, sweet girl.
It sucks.
Wait, can you text me and I get your number?
I'm glad Eric's so funny, though.
Yeah, sorry, Kev. Your side eye over there.
Wow. Your eyes are going to fall out of the
Side-eye's a nice
sockets.
moment.
Yes.
Moving along.
He took
okay.
a double beat down there.
Yeah, listen, on the other side of this, we're going to check in with one more listener line call that has to do with date or ditch. We started doing this last week about, when you have a question in a relationship, should you date them? Should you ditch them? So somebody called the listener line based on that because yesterday I asked the question, what would you do? What would you do if you found out deep into a relationship that your mate has either A, been married or has kids, and they never told you? They never told you that
It's not
part of their
cool.
history. We'll talk about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show. Yeah, baby.
It
Jack
is the
Harlow.
Roula and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. We are in that window, y'all, for the secret sound.
Secret Sound. We already had one guess at the Secret Sound. It was not the right guess. Here is the Secret Sound. I'll tell you what Yesenia guessed if you missed it. Here's the Secret Sound. Now, Yesenia was the first caller for caller 104. We asked you to be caller 104 5 times a day between 7 and 7. Yesenia was the first caller. She guessed garage door opening. That is not correct. So if you got that, that is not correct.
So now that jackpot has rolled to 208.
Every time there's a
That's
wrong
wizard.
guess.
I know. Took off my shoes.
Yes, but tell me how much it'll be after 6 guesses. That's the
Oh, yeah.
tricky part.
That's what we're
Just for 12 times 15 is.
$624.
So it's $104, and we add $104 every time there is a wrong guess. So if you really want to sit back and just watch the fire burn, you're like, I'm going to wait till like the 4th or 5th time they try this.
But
and
you don't
gamble
know.
that nobody's going to get that right.
That is a gamble.
Then I'll try and be caller 104.
Not me. I'm trying every time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You
mean,
can
I
become a
can't,
KRB insider, and we'll email you the exact times we're going to play. It's 5 times a day between 7 and 7. All right, now let me focus on dating or ditching. Ditching or dating. There are a lot of times you meet somebody that you're attracted to, and you're thinking, okay, let's see where this goes. Maybe you're a couple dates in, a couple weeks in, a couple months in. And then you're like, I don't know, should I keep going or should I ditch?
Time to hit the eject
I'm at a
button or am I
crossroads
all
here.
in?
I like that they put the power in our hands. Doesn't mean they'll listen to us.
No, but stand by at 713-390-KRBE because we did talk about dating or ditching, and this call came through on the listener line.
Hey, so I heard what y'all were talking about. What did you learn about somebody after you moved in with them? So I was dating my boyfriend at the time for about 9 months. We moved in together, and I was like, I'm going to clean the closet and show him how good of a girlfriend I am. And I found a picture of him holding a baby, and it was so cute. And I was just like, something in me was like, ask him, who is this baby? So I asked him who it was, and he sat me down, told me that he was previously married, and he has a 12-year-old daughter. And I was only 19 at the time, so I was a bit shocked to learn all of this information, like first live-in boyfriend. I stayed with him for a couple of years, met his daughter, and then the relationship just kind of like went its course and we broke up.
Look at that. So, to her point, because yesterday we said, what is something you didn't know about your mate until y'all moved in together? That's where she got that, the idea to call the listener line and share that story with us. But the date or ditch angle to that is, if you were 6 months in, if you were 8 months in, and then your mate told you, oh, by the way, I'm a parent. 5-year-old, or I have a 3-year-old, or a 12-year-old, do you date or do you ditch?
And
because why'd they wait so long?
And before you answer it, think of the person you're with right now. How would you react?
Yeah, 713-390-KRBE is our phone number.
It is a lie by omission. Like, I would be upfront immediately about that. Just going on a date, like, hey, I'm a single dad. I have a child. You would want to share that right off the bat.
And so, like, how long is too long to have held it back? Because some people could say, well, I didn't want to come right out of the gate with that.
Or
3 dates,
I think you should be
5
upfront about it.
Maybe they learned from the past because they brought that up and the person's like, I really want to meet them. And then you decided to do it, and then you got burned really bad.
So you wanted to wait it out and see if 3 dates is even going to happen.
Well, you don't introduce somebody you just went on a couple of dates with to your child.
It could be 6 weeks. I don't know. It could be 2 months. I don't know.
Eric,
some people
also,
think it's so cute. You have a son. I would love to meet him. It's like, well, then what do you do? Because you can't say, no, I don't think you're worthy enough.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the tricky game you're playing,
So
Eric.
Because
because how do you defend yourself saying, well, I didn't know if this is going to run its course if I'm going to like you enough. So that's why I didn't tell you have a kid. Or like I was married before.
And what if you couldn't have kids?
Like you mean?
And then you found out that
you found out he has a kid.
That would hurt.
Oh, right. Now, if it's that deep into the relationship where you're like already established you cannot have kids, and they're like, oh, well, it's okay because I have a kid I didn't tell you
Should
about.
we come up with like an arbitrary number? Like,
man.
let's just say this person, they've been dating for 6 weeks. And at 6 weeks, you just found out that the person you're dating is a parent and you didn't know about it.
6 weeks in, Sam.
6 weeks in.
You met Mark 6 weeks in.
I just don't understand why that would not have come up in conversation. That's my thing. Because
you'd be mad that
I'm telling you, he got burned.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a huge thing. It's like, hey, I have a dog. Hey, I own a house. Also, I have a kid. Like, I feel like
where is your kid in these 6 weeks? Haven't you gone to go see your kid?
These are normal conversations.
If you don't date every weekend.
That would be a huge red flag for me personally.
I think so. So would
Huge
you
red
ditch?
flag.
Would you ditch?
Well, I like red flags and normally run towards them. So I don't know if I would ditch.
When you ask yourself, like,
I would definitely have asked him.
I'd be like, well, this is going to add a lot of fun to our relationship,
But would it not make you wonder, like, wow, he's capable of hiding this. What else is he capable
Absolutely,
of hiding?
that's what I'm saying. It's a red flag.
Yeah, red flags. We've done red flags, green flags.
Kevin just looked at
I know.
Red flags, green flags.
Denise!
Red flags, green flags. Flag.
Look over this way.
Yeah. Why did everyone turn and look at me and Irvin over here? I mean, hasn't he had enough happen to him today?
Oh, my God.
713-390-KRBE. Let's go to Shay. Sorry,
your
Miss
parents, is that a red?
Sorry, Miss
when you live with your parents. Is that
Red flags. Here we go, Shay. Welcome to the show. Date or ditch? Tell us your story. I understand you want to share something with us.
Look, I'm going to say date. I would ditch now, but I dated someone that, like, when I met them, they had twins on their home screen. And I said, oh, are these your kids? He's like, no, those are my niece and nephew. So, like, we continued dating. Come to find out, he had a whole family. Those were his children. He had, like, a girlfriend that he had been with for several years. She called me, and that's how I found out.
Oh, so you were just a mistress.
Shay, how long were you dating when this was revealed? Like, how deep into the relationship were you?
Not even a year. We're about, like, 4 or 5 months in.
4 or 5 months.
And,
He
like,
outright lied.
He lied.
From the get-go. Out the gate, he lied.
He lied about his name, too. He had a whole completely different name.
He lied about his name.
Your phone's starting to marble out.
Oops.
He lied about his
so
name,
sorry.
too. It's okay. It's okay.
Did you ditch immediately?
No, I did. Yes, well, I had no choice, but I went back 2 months later.
Why? Wait, he convinced you he loves you and it'll be different?
Good.
He convinced me that he left her.
Oh.
And it wasn't like he didn't, because when I went home, well, not home, but to his house, he still had her stuff there.
Oh.
And it was just like, I couldn't keep believing the lies. Like, I don't care if you have kids, live your life. But the fact that I still took you back, but you're still trying to maintain multiple relationships.
Yeah, no.
I will say, like, now as an adult, I will say if the red flag is there, like, leave sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because later it's just going to make it a lot harder.
Oh, yeah.
But sooner, just go and find somebody else.
So the second time you went back, after 2 months you went back, then how long did that last before you really got the clarity of like, okay, this is not what he said it
That's
is?
a statement. It was another 2 years.
2 years?
2 years? How did he
I
maintain
know, and-
dating? How did he maintain dating the other woman for 2 years while he's with you?
Doesn't even happen.
Because I used to live in Hempstead. He lived in Houston. So, you know, that's a distance. No one's driving from Hempstead to Houston every
Check on
day.
him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, like, so we would set up times that we would hang out or we would see each other or he would always come out there. So it wasn't like a problem.
Plus, you see it in movies. You don't think in real life that would happen to you.
Or you just think it's not
Right?
happening to me. That's somebody else.
Right.
Or you listen to our
Well-
show, you go, that person's dumb. And then you realize it could happen to you.
Shay
that
says
easy.
now she'd say ditch, but back then she dated. Thanks for calling,
She
Shay.
learned the hard way.
Matt is on the phone at 713-390-KRBE. Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Hi. So date or ditch. If somebody is dating you and you're getting pretty deep into the relationship and then they reveal they have kids, would you date? Would you ditch?
Well, I was going to say, I think that you should get to know the person before you invite your kid into a relationship with someone new. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna decide to be with someone that's not the actual father or mother of your own child, maybe you should, get to know the new person first before you invite your child into, a new relationship
Well,
with
that's a
someone
given.
different.
Well, someone said, said some therapist on satellite radio said you should never introduce your kids unless you got to wait 18 months.
Yeah,
18 months.
That's about what I did.
That's great. 18 months, to me, that means you don't love me.
I waited.
If you wait 18 months, that means you don't. That's a long 18 months. It's almost 2 years.
I waited
You're not
a year
20,
and a half.
you're 40.
Yeah, you're 38 years old and you wait 18 months to meet their kid.
Depends what
At
age they
18
are,
months,
too.
people are getting married by then.
Yeah, they're engaged. They go through a marriage. They
Yeah,
get married.
But it depends what age the child is. If your child's like 24, then yeah, that's ridiculous. But if your child's like 5 or 6,
Then why would you be with me?
it could
18
be
months?
confusing.
18 months is a long
Why
time.
is it
sounds
confusing?
like. But I don't know how I would
I'm
feel.
not saying 2 weeks.
No.
Right.
6
not
months,
saying-
is that reasonable? 8 months?
I would think so.
I just know
6
18
months
months.
sounds reasonable
also
because you
depends-
should know by then if you want that person in your
Yes.
life or not.
How much time has elapsed since you broke up with their other parent? Like, say you went through a divorce. How long do you think it should be before you bring another person around that child if
I mean,
the divorce
everyone's
just
different.
happened?
That's a whole
Well,
other.
Were you sleeping with that
layer
person
to
before
it,
you got
though.
divorced? That's why you got divorced?
Right. Is the person you want to introduce your kid to the reason why the divorce happened?
Then there's guilt.
That's
and you
a
feel
whole
like,
other
yeah.
thing.
And then
Yeah.
you introduce them to that kid, and it doesn't really work out with that
Oh, yeah.
person. Yeah, and it turns out to be they're a nut job, and
And you're like, oh, screw this.
Let me tell you two laughable moments on text as we're talking. One, when Sam said she likes red flags and she runs towards them, the texter wrote, "Guy, I'm a felon. I have 3 baby mamas and my credit's acting up. Sam, when can we get married?" And the other one, OMG, when Eric said, "You get that good," I laughed and snorted my energy drink through my nose.
See? That's that laughter they're talking about, Kev.
That burns. That's why you're no longer the favorite, Kevin.
You're going to get Texas Bourbon in here, too.
I'm getting
Kevin
scoldings,
sucks.
side eye, lots of things.
Hey,
Okay,
by the
somebody
way,
said
yes,
their
that's
kids are
someday
4
now.
and 5. They waited 6 months. That was a good amount of time to wait to introduce children.
So, like, you have a problem with Irvin living at home with his parents.
I didn't say I have a problem with that. I was just making fun of him.
Now he's putting words in his mouth.
I was making
Like-
light of it.
Is it because, like in the straight community, it's so normal to stay with your parents after you graduate?
I think he's just a hater.
Is it different because you're talking about gay shade and stuff? Is it?
Yeah,
is
can you
it
say
something-
gay shade again, Irvin? Because it's all shade no matter what. But you're saying gay shade because,
because
it was,
you're
how'd
gay,
you describe
you're
it?
supposed to stay at
It's
home?
very specific, targeted shade that only the person will notice. Like, y'all didn't even catch on to it yesterday.
I did, but I didn't know he was talking about you because I didn't know you live at home with your parents.
Yeah.
You
I
do
knew
have to
he was
realize
shaming somebody. I knew it was you or Ahmad. I didn't know who lives at
He
home
is
with
an
parents.
equal opportunity offender. He'll go after anybody.
Yes.
And remember, he got his phone from his mom.
Oh, that's right.
She still pays for his phone.
You still on the family plan?
I pay her for the phone. I'm just getting her retirement discount.
So instead of sending, instead of making a payment to like AT&T or whoever it is,
Mommy,
a check that says "Mommy."
Izell Trish.
That's funny. 713-278-VENT is our phone number if you'd like to leave comments on the listener line. If your own experience dating somebody who did not reveal something big like, oh, I was married, or I'm still married, or I'm going to leave my girlfriend, but I'm not going to leave my girlfriend. Oh, and I have 4 kids, or 1 kid, or 12.
So call the listener line if you have something, you're dating somebody right now. Maybe you think it is a red flag, and you want to know if you should date or ditch him.
You could be for the next segment.
I would love to do that.
We'll do that next. I mean, not next. Sorry. Next, we're going to talk about Irvin deep diving on the shade that Kevin just
Yeah,
did.
who knew?
God, here we go.
And
Gay
then,
shade. I never knew that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think you liked shades. I thought you liked like curtains and stuff.
Right, shades of gay. It has many levels to it.
not gray. Got to be careful how you say words. Gray, gay.
Yes. Yeah, you could flip-flop and flag around.
Yeah,
All kinds of mistakes might happen.
when you say that word.
Oh, look at the time. We have to go. Sam's waving us off. We'll be back on the Roula and Ryan Show. And more chances to win money from KRBE with the Secret Sound.
Yeah.
We are in the window of the Secret Sound. It's 7 to 7, Monday through Friday. We play these games with you. We're game players.
We play you a
ask
sound.
you to be caller 104 and guess what the sound is. Now, listen, the first person who had a chance at this, her name was Yesenia, and she guessed garage door opening. That's not what it is. What is this sound? Listen to the sound. Let's just get you familiar with it. Here's the sound.
Now, if you want to know the exact time that we're going to play that again and ask, become a KRBE insider.
Yeah.
Because remember, it doesn't have to be like, because we did it at 7:40 this morning, doesn't mean we're done. We could do it. We could have done it at 7:50. You never know.
Yeah, it happens 5 times throughout the day.
We just don't know.
And if they don't guess, every time they miss the guess, $104 gets added onto it. So the next time we play that sound, it's worth $208.
There you go, Secret Sound.
I can do math.
Somebody, listen, every single day on the Roula and Ryan Show, we have new listeners. We have longtime listeners. We have people who are kind of familiar with our show, but not. A texter sent us a message saying their mind has been blown because I'm so confused. Is Irvin, your digital guy, and Ahmad the same person? They
no,
sound the same.
We're both just gay.
More BK voices?
We're both just gay and monotone.
Don't sound anything alike.
Oh, dang, you think I'm monotone?
Yes, Irvin.
The way you just said that was monotone.
Do you think I'm monotone?
I thought about that.
They don't talk at the same time because it's the same person.
Somebody said the Burger King voices unite now. Y'all go ahead.
Come on,
do your
guys,
own
do the
little
Burger
song.
King theme
Let's
together.
do-
You have the lyrics, I'll do the lyrics.
Let's just do Whopper, 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 Whopper.
So much excitement there.
No, they're not the same person. They're
No,
two
we're
people.
not.
One is named Irvin.
No.
One is named
Irvin, what do you sound like when you're excited?
What?
Like Coachella yesterday when you heard
Oh,
that.
yeah, when you saw the Coachella lineup, what's Irvin excited voice?
I would say
It's high pitched.
It's
I don't know.
It's like, girl,
I
did
feel like
you
I
see
can't
that
force
lineup?
it.
And Ahmad, what's your
Really,
excited
eyebrows
voice?
just go up.
Yeah.
I've never heard you really.
There's a smile
change
in
your
his voice when
I'm
he's
What's your
excited.
excited voice?
Yeah,
We give you
like,
Beyonce tickets for your birthday. That
I
was
was like,
excited.
oh my God.
Yeah, see, that's it. Oh, God.
What's Sam? Sam, what's your excited voice? I don't think we've ever. Have we heard you be excited?
Like, wow.
Not today.
Yeah.
She's had a tough day.
Yeah, I'm not talking anymore. You're not going to hear it.
Like excited voice. People get high pitched when they get excited sometimes. Also, lying is high pitched. Lying and
What are you
excited is high
talking
pitched.
about?
I did not do that. I'm serious. Why am I talking
They did
about
a whole
this?
episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm about that. Because your voice always goes up when you're lying. What do you mean? No.
February 4th, new season.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Hey, real quick, there's this. You know how some celebrities, when they pass away, you're like, oh my God, that person was still alive? I thought that person already died. It was an older person. You're like, oh my God. There is a very present personality for many decades that we have not heard from for a long time. And some people are like, oh, that person still alive? Richard Simmons, the man who made the glittery short shorts to work out in famous.
He's like the second celebrity I ever met.
He went into
Really?
total seclusion.
He came in our studio in Chicago. He walked in. He dropped his pants, his shorts, and he had his long, what was that shirt called?
The
It's
half
a tank
shirt.
top.
Tank top.
Yeah.
It was long enough to cover his junk, and he went behind Steve Cochran, the guy I worked with, and gave a big old hug. And just nuzzled into him and
Shimmied
stuff.
him.
I'm like, And he was so on. That guy was
So he's
when the
money.
David
He's
Letterman
never
show
off.
was on before it's run on CBS, he was on all the time. Richard Simmons, Ahmad, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I
Reverend,
have
do you know who
one
that
of
is?
his workout tapes on VHS.
Sweating to the oldies.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah, I collect VHS tapes, and I had to grab that.
Hold up.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
collect that? You can come to my house. I have a box for
Do
you.
you have a VCR?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I have a VCR, of course.
I also have a VCR, but I did not connect it because I used to have it in a TV.
It's kind of cool to go back and watch it. You have to
It's bad
rewind
quality.
it.
Look at the
Terrible.
grainy film.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Okay, so the reason I bring up Richard Simmons because he is alive and well, although he is a recluse kind of. He's just disengaged from Hollywood. He has no agent anymore. He doesn't do any appearances. Some people were worried about his health for a long time.
Yeah,
wondering if somebody's taking advantage of him, gatekeeping him and not to letting him get out and do things. Pauly Shore is going to do a biopic about Richard Simmons, and Richard Simmons has spoken up to say, if you saw this, I have nothing to do with this movie. It's called The Court Jester.
Have you heard seen the trailer?
I have not.
Look up the trailer, Ryan.
Okay.
Because you hear Pauly Shore does him, but it sounds like Pauly Shore.
Oh,
It doesn't even sound like Richard
Pauly
Simmons.
Shore hasn't done anything really relevant in the last 30 years. I feel
He
like
just
20.
does comedy now,
Yeah, he
right?
does
Is he just do stand up?
He had a movie out
touring.
in 2000.
What would I
The
know him
shirt.
from?
Oh,
What is
really?
he famous?
He was from the
Encino
movie
Man?
Son-in-Law and Encino Man. He has
Okay.
curly hair and he always go, "Hey, what's going on?"
The
Ahmad?
Wheeze. He was the Wheeze.
MTV, he was big in the 90s.
Oh, big time in the 90s
Early
for
90s.
MTV. There's a movie called Son-in-Law, Ahmad, that Eric and I will always reference because we saw that, I feel like, at the same time, but we didn't know each other. And it's about a country girl from a farm, went to a college in a big town, and she had her eyes open to all the wonderful things. And she came back home, and her farm boy, high school boyfriend wanted to marry her. So she had to act like she was already getting engaged to the guy who was her resident assistant, RA. His name was Crawl, and the dad kept calling him Crotch or Crap.
So this crap
Anyway.
guy.
Oh, I got the trailer for you. If you want to hear a
It's
little bit
really
of it.
short, but you just listen for Pauly Shore, and he's supposed to be Richard Simmons. Here's Pauly.
Like yourself.
There he is.
Your weight doesn't matter. If you like yourself, you're gonna be fine. But I've been where you are right now.
That shows him as a larger man.
And where I'm right now is I just love myself. Every part of myself. And I think I can show you how to get here.
Kind of sounds like him and Richard Simmons.
The Court Jester, like you said.
I think
So he said, is Richard Simmons Pauly Shore's dad? LOL.
Is it going to be on YouTube? 'Cause
I
at
don't-
the
where's
end
it gonna be?
At
I don't know.
the end of it, it made it look like.
I don't know. He says in a high pitched voice.
I'm lying. I do
Biodome
know.
Also, people are texting us all the movies that he's
Oh, yeah,
done.
Jury Duty?
I didn't see that one. In the Army now? I didn't see that one.
Biosphere.
In the Army
The
now.
Biodome.
Biodome. That's
Yeah.
right.
In the Army now, I think, was that him and Andy Dick? I think they
They
got
did movies
Two most
together?
annoying people on earth.
Huh. Well, anyway, Richard Simmons is alive and well and is not doing any movies and anything else. He said, I just try and live a quiet life and be peaceful. Thank you for the love and support.
He helped a lot of people out back
Yeah,
in
he
the
sure
day.
did. Got people moving. First time I ever saw aerobics on television.
Yep. Yeah. It was like when
A lot of ladies
it was on
didn't.
Fox.
I don't know what channel it was on, but
It was like in the after. It was, like
it was a
9
guy
o'clock
who
or
was
noon.
really loud with curly hair.
He
Who
wore the
tank
red and
tops
white
and
stripe
sparkle
short shorts.
And he did cruises too, I think. Didn't he do a cruise?
Oh, he did?
And Sweating to the Oldies was like oldies music where you would do a workout for all sizes, not just the Jane Fonda thin ladies.
Because you see all those good-looking people. Like, I could never look
Did
like
you
that.
wear the leotards
Leotards.
with it over
Yes.
the leggings?
Jane Fonda used to have workout groups,
Videotape, yeah.
and everybody was very fit, but there was always one that did the slower version.
Oh yeah, my mom used to watch those tapes
You
growing
ever
up.
fast forward them? It's funny. Watch the people work out. Fast forward.
No, they always had like the little dumbbells.
It's time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, it's brought to you by Duncan. The Texans are going to travel to Baltimore to compete in Saturday's AFC divisional round. Houston First is going to host a Texans watch party and fan fest on Avenida Houston, so fans can actually watch the big game on giant LED screens and TVs
We're not
throughout.
getting any love. I think the spread is like 9.5 points. They keep
Well, because
switching it.
aren't the Ravens the best team in football, and we're in their house?
And they're also saying, like, out of the teams left, they rated the Texans last. They put Tampa Bay ahead of us.
And Tampa Bay.
And just because Green Bay
beat
beat
the
the
Eagles.
Cowboys.
Here's something we're not going to like. Saturday's forecast in Baltimore calls for a high of 25 and a low of 15.
But the Texans were out, Ryan, on Monday and Tuesday outside working out. They're doing their
And it was colder
workouts
here.
in our weather Monday, Tuesday to get ready for that weather.
And where
in
were they
Baltimore.
practicing? They were practicing inside.
The Ravens were.
Yeah, so.
And the Texans were practicing outside.
So maybe that'll
at least
be an
they'll be used to
advantage. All right, so Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo tickets go on sale in just about an hour and 9 minutes. The way you get them, you need an AXS account to purchase them. They're going to be sold in 2 waves. The first group of shows goes on sale at 10 a.m., the second group at 2 p.m. So what you do is you get into a waiting room. That'll open 30 minutes before tickets go on sale. If you're in the waiting room, as soon as the ticket sales open, then you're going to be randomly picked to go in and buy tickets
What are you doing here,
for the
Ahmad?
show.
What are you doing here, Eric? I know we're all
And
waiting
there's a
together.
limit of 10 tickets. You can only get 10 tickets.
I think like when you do the Oculus, you be in a room with
VR.
other people, VR.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Oh,
Roula,
they
what's
need
up?
to do that. Wait, delete that and come up with that idea on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have your Oculus?
Yeah, dump that, Sam, so we can keep that to
Eric, do you still? I have my Oculus. It's sitting in a drawer for like.
I'll take it.
I gave it away.
Let me try it
Give
out.
my son.
Yeah, I was
Put that
gonna
on
say,
Marketplace.
Are you at car
Prime?
Sucks.
Bring it in here so we
I
can.
mean, it was
run
fun
into
for a
walls
minute, and then I'm like, it's just
Yeah.
like it
After
messes
6
up your
weeks.
hair. You got to put that thing on.
Get dizzy as
messes
all
up
hell.
your hair.
It does.
That is not the number one reason I would say ditch the
I want Roula
Oculus.
to try it.
I want to try it.
You'll be
Is
throwing
it-
up.
Wait, is it
Oh,
when the
you
NASA
will.
people came and I was in the space
Yeah.
station and I could see the Huggies on the wall?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
cool.
That's the same
Yeah, that
concept.
was
really
That's
cool.
cool, but when you're doing these things where like you're riding a roller coaster.
I rode the roller coaster, and I'm like,
The
oh,
roller
I'm getting
coaster,
a little.
I'd probably pee my pants. I probably would stand here in front of y'all and pee
We
my
need
pants.
Roula to play Resident Evil on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oculus.
Oh
That'd be
yeah,
so
you get
fun.
motion sick.
Am I killing zombies?
Well, they're going to kill you, I think.
Oh, probably. That's probably true.
I have that one, by the way. I'll bring
It's
it in.
fun.
Bring it in.
It's
Try it
fun.
Tuesday. Roula
Okay,
can
try
try
it
that.
All right,
Tuesday.
I'll bring
I'll
it in.
try.
I got
Resident
to
Evil.
charge it. It's been dead in my
Okay.
drawer for like.
Start charging it today, and we'll have it on Tuesday for Try It Tuesday. Coming up next, one of the more controversial Rule and Ryan's roses we've had in a while were because we debated so hard about whether we believe this guy or not. If you want to hear how this all played out, you'll hear it next on the Rule and Ryan Show.